Welcome back to another episode of Mike and Dylan
Hate
Drama, where we get viewer submissions because we have 5 of them today, and then we give advice on it. So we got an episode full of advice given, and Mike's going to tell a story about a childhood bully he used to have.
Was it you?
No.
Were you the bully?
No, it was a very weird bully that I had. Mike and Dylan hate drama, I'm gonna do the first story, and then because the intro to it is what made me think of this bully. But we're gonna go ahead and jump into one of the submissions, and then I'm going to talk about this childhood bully that Mike had, where everything in the end actually turned out pretty a-okay. So, it is from Tyler, and he started this off with, "Hey y'all, I'm in Asheville." The message says, "Hey Dyke and Dildo," which got me to think of the childhood bully. I will explain after I read the message.
Yeah.
The submission submit or be destroyed.
We get it.
Gaycation. All right. Hey Dyke and Dildo, long-time listener, first-time caller. Anyways, I just wanted to let y'all know that I love the show. I used to listen to all the shows on my 2-hour round-trip commute to work and home before I switched jobs. Now I work for a new company that's only an hour round trip, and while it is shorter, I still have time to keep up with y'all's episodes. This new job I've gotten has allowed me to travel all the way from East Texas to Asheville, North Carolina, and the first thing I thought was, man, now I might be able to meet Mike and Dylan. To the main point, I know y'all have been talking about possibly having a guest on the show, and I'd like to throw my name in the hat. I think I got a crazy enough drama stories to hopefully share with y'all. Let me know what you think. I think we're in Lexington, dude. Just come down and yeah, we'll shoot something. MADHD is like, if a listener really just wants to be on the show, just come down. We're in Lexington.
Just send us the message. We'll set it up.
Not hard to find. Yeah, we got plenty of time. Thank you for enjoying the show. I do want to talk about this guy. Now, this guy's name was Chris. If I knew Chris's last name, I would 100% dox him. Dude was a dick.
Son of a bitch.
So I was like 14 or 15 years old, and my stepdad's brother used to be my best friend. I'd stay over at his house. Well, he had a neighbor, and this dude, I guess, I'm 15. He'd probably been around like 24, 25 years old. And this guy was, I want to say he was from New Jersey, but he wasn't. He was just from North Carolina, but he was New Jersey. Like he felt New Jersey.
What, like the Guido, chain and wife beater?
Yeah, wife beater, exactly. Tattoos that didn't make any sense.
Like prison tattoos.
Just sporadically in different places. You couldn't guess, but he would always call me Dyke because people call me Mike, so he would call me Dyke. And like he would talk shit, and then he'd be like, "What, you want to fight about it? You want to fight about it?" I'm just like,
I'm a kid.
Well, not only this, like I'm 15 at the time, and this dude would have came up to my chest.
Oh,
yeah. So he had little man syndrome, and he used to get on my nerves. But it wasn't to like,
Why didn't you just put him in a headlock and give him a noogie?
I don't know what would. I mean, there would be times where I guess we were gonna go to blows, but then he'd like, "Yeah, I'm just fucking with you." You know what I'm saying? I'm just messing with you. And as we got older, like he would come out and he'd be like talking shit. He'd be like, "Oh, Mike, you're 19 years old. I could beat you up now. What, you got a car? That's nice, man. I'm gonna get a car one day." And it was just like the shit that he would talk then. It was just kind of sad because as I started doing I had like a family then, and he's like, "Oh, you got a family? One day I'm gonna have a family." You know what I'm saying? And then he started dating this real crazy lady who had like schizophrenia, and then I guess they had a kid together. But then that kid got put in a home, and he didn't really care about it. And just like as I got older, he continually lived with his parents, and he'd always come out and be like, "Hey Dyke, you're famous on TikTok now? Wow, that's crazy. You got a career and everything."
Wait,
like
so
that.
You've seen him recently?
No.
Oh.
No, it's just
this is imaginary.
Yeah, this is just imaginary. Like as I kept progressing in life, he stayed in the same spot and like just got older, still wearing the wife beater and the chains, and just, "Well, what's up, Dyke? Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing now? You got, you look like you got a happy family." Well, I'm over here drinking beers and shit, and it's just like, oh, all right.
I think that's the wildest thing. Just driving around, and it's not to judge people that have never like grown out of what they grew up with, but I just see people and I'm like, that's a stage, like that's a chapter, and you're supposed to like close that chapter and start a new chapter of you like overcoming some of this shit. But they literally, from the time
this a whole book, brother. I'm writing a whole book about where I'm at.
From like 13 until they're 60, they stay in that same plot line. Nothing changes, and I'm like, why don't you like fix any of it. Just a small little piece of your story. Just like start working on that one, and then you can like overcome that nemesis and then keep progressing. But they just stay there, and I'm like, man.
I remember one time I think we almost came to blows too because he would call me Dyke every single day, and I started calling him Piss. Because I mean, it's low hanging fruit to just say what your name rhymes with. And he's like, "You call me Piss? Oh, you don't call me Piss, man. Nobody calls me Piss." And he's just like walking around his yard, just like, "Call me Piss." Well, I'm not Piss.
This is real.
Yeah, I'm Chris. Yeah, this was a real guy.
Well, I'm trying to, no, but like, I mean, you called him Piss.
Yeah, I called him Piss, and he was just so angry about it.
That's when everybody always asks me about like what's some of your nicknames you've had. I always leave off dildo, even though it was the one that like stuck. It's like,
wait, stuck? Like when you say stuck, was everybody calling you dildo?
well, like it went from like dill pickle. That was pretty much the main one that people called me when I was younger. And then once dildo hit, like nothing, it never went away. And then once I moved down here, it wasn't a thing. But while I was up where I grew up, like once dildo hit the scene, like that was done. Like there was no other name that I got called.
Dildo came down.
Yeah.
That was your name in people's phones and shit?
I don't know about that, but like it was the name that everybody used as my nickname.
When I was in South Davison, people would call me Tartar because my hair, I guess I look like a caveman when I went there. And some kid named
Tartar?
Jason, some kid named Jason came up with it. And I'm telling you, like, you wouldn't know my name was Mike if you went to that school.
Hey, Tartar.
That's what they would say, yeah. And the funniest thing about that is like, that didn't really affect me either. Like I, fucking went with it in stride. But then you get older in life and you're just like looking and it's like guy on meth breaks into 2 houses, strung out on meth, naked in somebody's yard and gets arrested, and it's him.
Hey, you gave me the name Tartar.
Right, yeah. Naked meth man gave me the name Tartar. Like,
well, see, that was the thing with dildo is eventually I just started trying to come up with like funny things that like, yeah, that's what your girlfriend calls me, and like just random, just trying to make it a positive. Because initially, I mean, as like a teenage boy, like being called a dildo is not a good nickname to have. And then so I tried to make it into like, your mom and your girlfriend jokes and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't know what happened in South Davison. It was just like everybody had to have, nobody had a real name.
Yeah.
Everybody was a nickname. And then that one kid came in. He was like, yeah, my name's Justin McIntosh. And everybody calls me Big Mac. And we were just like, nope, that's not how this works. And his name forever was Macindouche. So definitely don't come in like being like, well,
people call me this.
As soon as you say people call you that, that's definitely not what you're getting called. The worst version of what we could come up with.
We're going to go into another submission. This is submitted by Legal Eagle. How to pick a jury that's not racist. I need to pick a jury for a case involving an assault. One guy is white and the other is black. Without saying, how do you feel about black people? What are some covert ways to find out if people are secretly racist? The internet suggests lame shit like, how would you feel if your child brought home a partner of another race? I'm thinking more along the lines of, why do you think we had a civil war type stuff? Help.
All right. So what you do is you go up to the each juror and you say, man, or do you like Kanye West? And then they'll be like, yes or no. Okay. And then you'd be like, if they say yes, be like, how do you feel about Graduation? And if they're like, wow, one of the best albums ever, good. Okay. But if they go, what is that? Then that means they only like Kanye West because of the Nazi stuff. And that's how you can easily, that's how you can easily find out if they're racist or not.
That's a good litmus test right there.
That's a really good litmus test. They're like phenomenal. I love it.
What about the people that just don't like Kanye West, period?
Also good. Yeah.
Probably good.
Yeah. Because here's the thing.
Well, what if they don't like him 'cause he's black, period? Like done.
Because what's her fucking name? She's the rapper.
Cardi B?
No. It's like Cardi B. But it was before Cardi.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj, yeah. Super bass by Nicki Minaj. That's that fat lady that does the super bass. But she just was like, I don't know, she's like real Republican now. So all the old people are like, you know
Nicki
what? I don't
Minaj's?
like. Yeah. Huh? Crazy. But she, in the comment section is like, I don't like that rap and stuff, but that Nicki Minaj, I could do without all the, fake butts and the blackness, but that Nicki Minaj, she's all right.
It's like, what's her name? Candace Owens. Like everybody was like on board, and now she's kind of going off of the extreme right wing stuff, and people are like, she's not cool anymore.
Right? Yeah, she's a race traitor, and she's like, whoa, she's black. And she's like, what? She's what? Wait, what's happening? I don't know.
I always liked picking on my mom about things that sound racist that she'd say, and then make her think that she was racist, and because she
oh yeah, like
says
my wife's real left, so like if she'll be like, because you people, like you people, not even talking about anything with black, anything with race, but I'll be like, what do you mean by you people? Like,
very bigoted of you.
Whoa,
Jeez.
yeah, what are you fucking doing here, dude? God, so racist.
I think I already told it on, I don't know, it was either this one or
Smash or Pass, Candace Owens.
I mean, she's a gorgeous woman. But my mom used to put out a bunch of bird feeders, and she'd be like, those blackbirds come and steal all the seed. And we're like, whoa,
why do they got to be blackbirds?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love.
We would like just harass her about it, and she's like, that's not what I mean. And I'm like, well, what's the name of the bird? You don't even care to know the name of the bird, and
It's
you're
just blackbird. Yeah, that's
just the black ones. Like,
Yeah,
you're
just
fine with the rest of them coming. And
the
stealing
red
it.
birds, fine. Bluebirds, okay, bring them on. I love them.
The blackbirds, no.
Wow. It's when a red one comes in, that reminds me of a dead relative. A bluebird, how rare. Fuck them blackbirds. Like, god damn.
She'd get like so bent out of shape. She'd be like, that's not what I meant. But
There's a Mark Norman joke about how to a guy, it does not care how crazy the woman is. Like, she could literally be like neo-Nazi, and it's like, wow. After I have sex with this lady, I got to get out of here. But there's like, it could be somebody that is, I know I hit the mics with my foot, but it could be somebody that's just completely against every idea that you have. But if they're hot, it's just like, what do I got to do? Listen to this for an hour? After that, get smashed and then leave? All right.
I can do it. I can make it through this.
And they're just like, and that's what people just really don't understand about child pageantry. Just a long conversation about that, which is funny when I bring that up because of the child pageantry stuff. But that was just one that just like popped into my mind. Like, I could not just be sitting there with like a dance mom, like one of the dance moms from Dance Mom, who's like, that little Tisha, she thinks she's the best, but she's a bitch.
You just called a child a bitch.
Are we watching the same show? Why do people watch this show? I bet people are like, she does come off as a bitch. Like, wow. She's 12 years old. She wants her own changing room because Donald Trump keeps going back there. Like, wow.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly. He went back there. He was, I could go back there and look at any girl I wanted.
Walk into the changing rooms.
So, yeah, there's allegedly, and then that's,
when it comes out of your mouth.
Once you say it, like once you say the crimes.
But that's not what he meant. That's not
take it out of context.
What he meant.
Yes.
He was talking about.
It's a metaphorical thing about how listen.
He was back there to protect them.
Just listen to what Kanye West says. That's a good guy. Like, well, what about graduation? I don't even know what that is, but just listen to Kanye West. I just saw a clip from him being on where he wore the ski mask the whole time on They're Turning the Freaking Frogs, Alex Jones. I can't remember his name unless I do that. They're Turning the Freaking Frogs gay. Which, to his credit, there was a chemical that was turning frogs male to female. So.
No, it's not gay. That's transgender.
It's gay with extra steps. That's what people say.
Such a bigot. All right, I'm going to read a very, very short one to keep us going. This is a request from you, I'm assuming. Submitted by Dylan Long. Title, old video. Dude, I've been...
Well, I bet Dylan Short hates that guy.
Yeah, fucking arch nemesis. Dude, I've been trying to find that video of you landing on Mars or something, and you look off into the distance and see a Dollar General. I still laugh about it to this day when I see one, but I can't find the video. Please send it to me. Thank you, good gentlemen.
Where the fuck are you? I could just play it for you right now. I can find that. I bet I could find that video within 1 minute. Dylan, clock me.
All right.
Nope, do the countdown with your mouth so people can hear it. Audible countdown.
No, I'm just going to turn it on my phone and keep it going. So we're going to put a minute on the clock. And if you don't read it by then, or you don't play it by then then you have failed.
A minute on the clock.
You've only got 50 seconds left.
Oh, fuck. God, time when you're timed is a construct, but I'm going to find it. I'm going to get it and it.
You got 40 seconds left.
Oh my God. That does not feel like. The funny thing is when we play prop hunt, my daughter's like, the time feels like it goes by so fast. Am I not going to be able to find it?
Probably not.
Oh my
You got
God.
30 seconds left.
Oh my God. What?
And you're distracting yourself while you're talking because you're trying to say words while finding it. 20 seconds.
Keep him entertained while I look.
I'm trying to. Oh, did he find it?
We're going to be able to save humanity. What the fuck is that? Found it. The air is breathable. Found it. We're going to be able to save humanity. What the fuck is that? And it's a Dollar General. When we landed on Mars.
You gotta repost it.
The air is breathable. Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing all that.
We'll repost it on.
It's on my TikTok. If you sort by popular, it's like the 20th video down.
There you go.
Look, yep, see, bam. That's the easiest way to find. If you're like, man, there was this mic skit, just go to my TikTok, sort it by popular, and then you'll be able to find that video. Lickety split. Other videos that you've not seen in a long time. I knew I could do it in less than a minute.
How'd you like that? Opus is like absolutely roasting us with our clips that we're posting.
It's because of the penis episode, and the penis episode is about a guy talking about how he's gay, obviously, about how vaginas are ugly.
Why do you have to be gay just to like penises?
That's the whole. That is the whole requirement to be gay is to like dicks. Like that is. If someone was like, "Hey man, I feel like I'm gay," and I'm like, "Why do you feel like you're gay?" And
I like dick.
No, I like to dress nice. I like to keep myself proper. All this other stuff. I know how to design stuff real well. I'm like, okay, but how do you feel about dicks? If they're like, "Ooh," then I'm like, "No, you're not gay." But if they're like, "Oh fuck, perfect, designed, great, beautiful, nothing wrong with them."
Sorry to break it to you.
Yeah, but that's literally the only thing, the only requirement to being gay. There's no other requirements.
Yeah. I think most women aren't into dicks. They just utilize them as a tool that they like. Right. They like the guy and they like what the dick does. But I've literally never met a woman that's like, it's just so well designed and it's so symmetrical. Like I've never heard I really
like the balls part where it's like, these two
wrinkly old men,
two ovals in this like crazy nasty looking bubblegum skin and it just droops in my hand and is lifeless. But sometimes it gets real sucked up for some reason. What's going on there? Is that like cancer or something? We're just like, I don't know. It just does it. It does it when you're cold, when I'm cold, when I'm warm. I don't know. Sometimes my nuts just draw up.
You don't got to focus on them. Just include them in the
right, in the love.
A little bit.
All right. So this next one is from Billy, 25 male.
Oh, Billy.
Update from the Claw and Billy, 25 male. Claw. She is the volunteer firefighter, right?
I think so.
Fuck. I hope I didn't get that wrong.
It paramedic or?
It might be EMT. It could be something like that, but it's volunteer something. All right. So good day, Mike and Dylan. Figured it has been some time and I've not updated you all on life of Billy and Claw. This CPA stuff sucks and is expensive as hell. You would think a dying profession would be more inclined to just let about anyone, but their pantsuits are still just a bit too tight. I should take the test 1 out of 5 in January. All things go according to plan. My oldest dog, Golden Retriever, tore a ligament in his knee. Dogs have knees and elbows. I did not know that. And the vet is charging $5,500 to fix it. Asked if he would be okay living with the lame leg. They told me no, unless I want him to look like Herbert the Pervert's dog, crawling around and getting his dick muddy. It's a good talking piece. That's all I'm going to say. Claw, my wonderful pirate wife, has finished 2/3 of her fire academy and will be running into buildings in no time. I knew it. Firefighter. She also was one of the people who responded to the factory explosion in West Tennessee. Holy fuck. She is still being badass and kicking in the doors of bureaucracy, one disaster at a time. I am not being insensitive when I say this. And when someone says that, they're about to say some insensitive shit, so brace your goddamn pants. But when that explosion happened and there was no building left and they was like, we are looking for the missing people. They are missing. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they're missing.
I mean, there could be survivors. There could be. Possibly.
The plant was gone.
Yeah. but you still don't stop searching. Like you
I mean,
still
I guess, yeah,
actively
someone could have called out of
search.
work. I remember, too, the most annoying fucking thing. I can't stand internet people. But there was this kid that they had just interviewed, okay? Now, this guy had got off of work, is going home. He left not even 10 minutes before the plant explodes. The plant explodes. He just got told, hey, everybody you work with's fucking dead, pretty much. Everybody's dead. The plant just exploded. You just literally, if you had stopped to fucking talk to anybody, you would be dead too. And they were like, well, he's really awkward in this conversation, so what did he have to do with it? Did he bomb that building? Just everybody in the comment section just being like, wow, this guy seems really awkward. Maybe we should look into him. Or maybe something catastrophic just happened and he can't fucking take it all in. Wow.
Sounds like your assessment of Stranger Things.
No, my assessment of Stranger Things was on point and real, and really on point.
That's on the bonus episode this week.
You know what, guys? I was going to tell y'all to stop saying, man, maybe, hey, quit putting dildo in the titles, but dildo away. Got a funny snip for you guys. Told y'all I got me a vasectomy. Well, when I went to turn in the sample, I fell asleep behind the wheel and put my Ford Fusion over a barricade. That's not funny. That's scary and sounds what? Medical. Yeah, that wasn't going anywhere. It was like, I got a funny story about the vasectomy. I got into a horrific car accident. The security guard came over asking if I need a tow truck. Mama didn't raise no bitch. The other side was a decline, so I put it in neutral and pushed it over the rest of the barricade. Poor mentality don't leave you, and it didn't leave me. Anyways, I got a call from the urology department, and it didn't take, and now I got to come back in 3 months to test again. Fuck.
You know, when I got mine, I never went back to get tested, whether my swimmers were still there or not. So we're just like rolling dice.
Well, I swear to God, though, if your wife ever comes up pregnant, I'm going to be like, whoa, but you got them retested, and they said the swimmers were dead. This must be a miracle. Instead of you just being fucking irresponsible.
Negligent.
Yeah.
Well, right about that time, I got it right as I was leaving my job. And so I got it and then lost my insurance. And like so much stuff was going.
It's best to, yeah.
So much was going on during that time that I just did not end up making the appointment for the testing. And I just assumed, they know what they're doing.
It's like when, my wife got pregnant with my last one. People were just like, well, yeah, it's all up to God. And I'm just like, no. People who have 6 children who have no jobs, that's what they say, okay? This was a fucking accident, okay? This was not done on purpose. People without, bro, if someone has 6 kids and no jobs and you go up and ask them, it's like, you think you done? And
these are blessings.
If God says I'm done, then I'm done. It was like, or there could be some kind of medical intervention. I'm sorry that I talk so loud that it just shoots to you, and then you got to be like,
is it on me?
Hey, guys, like, what's happening? All right, secret part, Claw and I have been acting up, so I will let you know if Lil Billy or Lil Claw becomes a reality. I guess you need to give advice. What brand of cigs do you guys like? What is your wife's favorite color? All right, so he's asked a lot of questions. I'm going to answer these in orders. What brand of cigarettes do you guys like? I'm a Newport Red.
Camel red or camel like full flavor.
Dylan's is what's on sale. Dylan has no
at this point, but no, when I was smoking, I started with Camel Turkish Golds, went to Camel Blues, and then went to Camel full flavor. So
fuck yeah, you just went up the line. You was like, I need more.
Well, I really love the Turkish ones. They're like so smooth. But then like as I went on, I just started to enjoy like the stronger the flavor.
I like Newport Reds because it's a strong cigarette for a strong man. What's your wife's favorite color? My wife's favorite color is green.
My wife doesn't really have a specific, but yeah, she likes green, pink.
Yeah, I don't get the whole favorite color thing.
I don't have a favorite color.
Right. It's like someone asking you what's your favorite food and it changes.
According to my daughter, my favorite color is blue.
And
hands down.
Your favorite show is Mario.
It's a Mario.
Dylan is the biggest Mario guy. Guys, what's the address here?
No.
Why? You get fan mail people do fan mail places all the time.
But then they're gonna send you a bomb and then
that's a bomb in a box. Yeah. Dude, that's what we need to do. That's what we can do skits on. Me and you need to be fucking anchors and just like make it look like a real news thing. But instead, just like Because people, they don't look at the name of the page. They don't look at nothing. They just look at what they have, and they're like, wow, this is so insensitive. But we just start everything as, you've heard of dick in a box. Well, now you've heard of bomb in a box. 3 local postmen die from. And it's like we always started off with a terrible fucking opening. But I've
completely insensitive.
I've thought about doing that because Facebook's engagement shit, dude, we could just start a whole thing that is all, it's like kind of like the Onion, but I guarantee you making shit like that, if you can get enough eyes on it, and then we could share a lot of the stuff through the Felonious Falafel to kind of like pump it up, bro, that could be a fucking 6-7 figure business that we could have.
6-7.
Yeah.
6-7.
Oh God. Yeah. And then I'm like, that's stupid, kids. And it was like, what were you doing at that age, Dad? I was like, you know what I was doing? I was a gangster, okay? And I was speaking just like a gangster. And you know that word they tell you not to say? I said it all the time to my friends. That's how we addressed each other. And it was just a bunch of racism. And then at nights, we'd drink a lot of alcohol, and then we'd get into cars with people we didn't know. They would drive us home. And then sometimes it would be a wife and a guy, and they would be arguing. And then the guy would be threatening to kill his wife and himself at the same time. And you was just in the back seat like, oh, can you drop me off before y'all kill yourselves, please? That's what we were doing when we were kids. Y'all kids are weird. 6'7" don't even mean nothing.
I remember when I was 17 I had to have been 18 at this time. So I was 18 at a party, and this big, huge fight broke out. The party went away. And then this girl that I was in school with, she knew these kids that were maybe like 14 and 15, didn't have licenses. And they're like, can we borrow your car to go home? And by this point, I was left there. Like, the buddy that drove me there had gone. And then the guy that was supposed to come and like pick me up, he was supposed to come to the party. He just never showed up to the party. So I was just like stuck like 15 miles away from my house. And these were the last people. And I was like, can I catch a ride? They're like, yeah. And so I rode home with like 14, 15-year-olds driving me home.
I remember back when I was in school, I fought this kid because he pushed a girl, but that ain't why I fought him. I just fought him but he had pushed a girl right up before then. So that's what I told my mom. So my mom was like, my son's so chivalrous. But she would have been disappointed in me because like 5 years later, I was in the back of a van while I guess they were boyfriend and girlfriend. The boyfriend was huge as fuck. All right, so we all thought we was going to a party, but he was looking for some extracurricular stuff, some crack. I didn't know that I had gotten in the car with some crackheads, but they're arguing the whole time. And then like I'm just like laying down in the back of the van like, oh, we're going to get to wherever we need to get to, and this whole thing's going to be over with. And I hear like wood breaking. I look up, he's punching the dog shit out of this girl. But also he has like a gun in one hand too. So I'm just like, who am I to step into some relationship? They gonna work out their problems on their own. But he was beating the dog shit out of her. And I was just like, I am not touching this.
Very closed environment, not anywhere to go.
Right. I was just like, at that point, I was just praying like all of his problems was with her, and that if he did kill her, he wasn't gonna be like, what have I done? Now I got to kill myself.
And you guys, because you saw me.
Well, no, because if he kills himself, he's just gonna like run into like a tree or something like that.
But he's gonna kill you guys too.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna die from the accident because I'm in the back of a van untethered. You know what I'm saying? Just wherever I go is where my body goes. I'm the goop that EMTs find because I'm not fucking tied down to anything. So my body just gets fucking blended together.
So our 14-year-old was riding with one of her friends, and she showed a video to her mom and was like, oh yeah, see how funny we were, blah, blah, blah. And my wife's like, you guys weren't buckled in. Like, why not? And she's like, oh, well, when we're in the back, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, like, doesn't matter where you're at in the vehicle. She's like, well, you only get thrown out if you're like in the middle seat. And we're like, no.
Who came up with that physics?
Because my stepdaughter's dad had some friends that they got sideswiped, and one of the kids flew out, and then the other kid died because of the impact, and so they lost 2 kids. And she's like, oh, they flew out because they were in the middle, unbuckled, blah, blah. And we're like, no, it doesn't matter where you're sitting in the car. Like, if you are not tied to the car, any window becomes an exit point, and maybe you don't make it all the way out while that thing's fucking rolling over and you get cut in half. Like, there's no good that comes. And like, there's something to be said about like, yes, it can be dangerous to be buckled in, but the percentages across the board is it's safer to be buckled in than it is to be unbuckled.
Well, they have multiple instances of people being in a car in a head-on collision, and the 2 people in the front seat getting fucked up but living, they're buckled in, and then the 2 people in the back seat dying who were not buckled in. They have infinite numbers of instances like that, and it's just like, you should probably buckle. If you're in the back seat, buckle up. You're already safer than the people that is right there at the engine, right there at the impact, going to get fucked up regardless. But then you don't put that seatbelt on, so it's all for naught. Just put your fucking seatbelt on.
What's the next question?
Can I swing my nephew in circles by his feet at high velocity so long as he is giggling? Yes. What's crazy, though, is when you're like spinning the kid around by their arms, if they're laughing, that's a fun time. But if they're crying, it's horrible child abuse. Really?
Well, you can get the nursemaid's elbow. So basically it pulls the kid's arm out of socket. And that happens all the time by people jerking up kids and swinging them around. My 14-year-old, that's how she had that happen when she was a kid, and my wife won't let us play like that, and so it can be pretty bad. I don't think with the legs is as bad though.
I always fear that my youngest, they're gonna be like, "Why did you jerk this boy's arm out of socket?" I'm like, "No, you don't understand. He's doing it. We'll have his hand, and then he'll immediately fling himself down because he wants to, smack the back of his head." Yeah. If doctors did not, because every time we go, that's the crazy part about people who beat their kids. Because I have a son, he takes his heel of his foot and bangs it against his knee. So his knees are always bruised up. His arms are always bruised up. He likes to hit his head on the ground. He's nonverbal autistic. So look, you just gotta, whatever they're doing, you just kind of got to go with it and be like, "Hey bud, maybe we shouldn't do that." And he's like, "Fuck you, I'm doing it anyways." But never has anybody been like, "Wow, these parents are beating their children." So I'm like, if someone's just like, "Yeah, CPS thinks I'm beating my kid," I'm just like, "Well, you should probably stop beating your kid." Because I take a kid who's beat the fuck up to the doctors, everything. They're just like, "Yeah, fuck that. They get bruises and bumps all the time." And it's just and he's walking in there he beats the fuck out of himself. And we take him in there. The doctor's just like, "Yeah, sucks." So if someone's just like, the CPS thinks I've been beating on my child, I'm going to just assume that you've been beating on your child, because we've taken a child who's been, unless you tell them they're nonverbal autistic.
Yeah. What's the last question? That was the last question.
Mayonnaise Dick, 9/11 Moon Pies. Dylan isn't a step parent. He is a parent who stepped up.
Oh.
I don't like
that. Angers Matt or Mike.
Who the fuck is Matt? Have you been cheating on me with another podcast? Who the fuck is Matt?
I mean, we're just in talks.
Who the fuck is Matt? Whoa.
We're just in talks.
Whoa. What, Matt?
Well, Matt and Dylan hate drama. It works.
Whoa. Oh, God. It does.
You've been trying to get out of this podcast for a while.
Holy shit. Sparkling Man 2028. Love y'all. That is a true fan. That is a true fan right there. Who the fuck is Matt? That's what. Wow.
When I have dreams, how wives get up mad at you, you cheated on me in your dreams. I have dreams of me and Matt having a podcast.
Dude, I had a dream last night that we were shooting the last 2 scenes. It's a movie where I play a guy who was living with this girl. He's a deadbeat dude. All right, he's living with this lady. It's his girlfriend. He had got with her when she was 6 months pregnant. He's the type of dude who gets a bit like a bitch to find a place to live, okay? But she has a friend who has a kid. And the kid's real cool. I'm hanging out with the kid and stuff like that. And I actually fall in love with her. It's like the non-using shit with the other girl. But she's black. All right. And then she has, I don't know, she's related to these one guys, and they're doing some real shady shit. And the end of it, it's a police bust. I go along with them because they're threatening the little kid, but I go along with them. But I've already told the cops because they were don't be a snitch. And I was I don't have to live by that rule. I told them. So while they're doing the whole bust and things like that, there's one guy who's thought he had the one up on me. So what we're doing during this scene is I'm talking shit to him, but he gets hit with the pepper spray. But the cops know I'm on the team, and they told me I should move. And I'm I'll be all right. But I was that close to the pepper spray. So it kind of got me too. And I'm trying to do the real cool parts, but I got to act like I've been pepper sprayed. So I'm just God damn, fucked up by the pepper spray. And it was a really funny part. And we were doing the makeup for that part. Crazy how dreams are.
It is.
But the funniest part about it too is we had one overhanging light that was like this. Mm-hmm. And then it was on this weird looking robotic arm, but it was just one light. And I'm how are we going to shoot the shot with one light? And you were are you really telling me how I'm going to light this studio? And I'm just you know what? I'm just going to trust you. That's really how it went. But yeah, we were shooting the last 2 scenes for the movie.
Weird ass dreams. My most recent weird ass dream, my wife's been making me watch the Taylor Swift end of eras. Well,
His wife has been making him.
Well, it's one of those things where she never gets to pick what's on TV because it's either me or the kids because she wants to watch the documentary about the Eras tour.
So, I mean, like, you have this, you're like, I have reasons to why I mean, at least when kids pick out something, it's K-pop Demon Hunters. It has a story to it. Yeah. This is nothing.
It gave me a lot more respect for Taylor Swift that I did not have prior to it. Like she does seem like she's genuinely a good person, like genuinely likes the people around her, takes care of them. Like, so and like the ability, she does like all these mashups during that tour. Like, so she'll take like 3 of her songs and make it into one song and just like combine them together. And like she remakes those for like each stop that she goes and makes new. And I'm just like, how is this chick like, because it's a 3.5 hour long fucking thing and she's got to be at all these points. Like, she's very, very talented. I still don't like her music, but that's my choice.
This does sound like this is coming from a guy whose wife made him watch this.
No, like, I mean, it's, but you know how I watch things. Like, I'm not going to be like, man, I hate Taylor Swift the whole time. I'm just gonna fucking watch it as if I have no dog in the fight.
I mean, I'd be low key interested, anyways.
It was cool enough. But it inspired a dream somehow. I was having a dream, and Taylor Swift, for some reason, we were working on a music video, and then her form of payment was somehow she ended up like flashing me and was like,
I love guy dreams.
Yeah. So she flashed me, and then like she showed me her ass, and then like it cut to like another day. And so this day she flashes me, shows me her ass, and then like I can't talk until you stop your excessive.
I can't because it's fucking. It's like you start off this story by you're very inspired by how hard she works, but then you're like, I had this dream where she paid me by flashing me.
I don't know that there was payment, but like she was getting like sweet on me,
right?
But then it was crazy because while I'm in this dream, like my hand was going to her vagina and like,
yeah.
And then so as soon as it touches, I wake up. And like I wake up in real life. I wake up and then I fall back asleep. And the next dream that I have is me telling my wife about this. And she's just basically like, oh, that's cool. Like, but then I wake up for the morning, and then I tell my wife about and it was weird because I had the weird sexual dream with Taylor Swift and then woke up instantly as soon as action happened, which is like, for me, I've never had like a good sex dream, like where it's like when people talk about, what is it called? A wet dream or whatever. I've never had it
I've never had. And if I did have one where it was sex, it was like my penis could not make it there. It just, it went any other way but there.
Yeah. And so but then I told my wife about it, and it was just weird though, because like I told my wife about it in the next dream that happened. And usually you can't go back like into a dream, but it was still on the same plot line of like, hey, I had this weird dream with Taylor Swift.
That was the best thing ever, because you're like how inspirational and like how hard she works and shit like that. And I'm like, you got a newfound respect for her. And then I had this dream where I was fucking her, and she had to pay me by showing me her tits and ass.
I'm not saying that it was payment. I think it was like she was getting sweet on me. Like, but I don't remember the dream because like dreams disappear for me.
I'm sorry,
but
and I'm not saying this in like Taylor's not beautiful, but if she was like, I could either pay you by giving you money, because she's a billionaire, or by showing you my ass, I'm gonna be like, money, please.
Yeah, yes, all day long.
Money. Like I'm not, like I am poor right now, and unfortunately, like if we were talking about who has the greatest ass of all time? Like even if it was the greatest ass, I'm money. I can go on to I can grab any phone and find anybody's ass. I need dollar bills.
Yeah.
But God, that was just so funny how you were just like, she's an icon and wow, just dedicated and an inspiration to me and how hard I work. I try to live by Taylor. But I had this dream where she had to show me her tits and vajayjay if we were going to work together. It's just funny. I'm sorry. It's just,
well, yeah, you're making the story different than what I said, but yeah.
But that's what makes it funnier too, is because now, 3 podcasts from now, when I retell the retelling of this, it's going to be all this other shit that's added in there. Yeah. And that's how you were like, yeah, suck my fingers down to the knuckle. Like it's going to get progressively worse, but that's comedy.
No, that's you rewriting the story that I just told.
But it's funny.
For you.
And others. Run a poll. Put it on a poll. Today's poll is Michael retelling Dylan's story, but progressively adding just like details that were not there? Because you've heard me every time I talk about you watching the Taylor Swift thing. Like now she's an inspiration and
I didn't say any of that.
I know, yeah, but you add to it and it makes it funnier.
So now we know how all your stories are made up from this little tiny grain of salt that it was.
Some of them, my brain could be adding shit on there. I don't know.
Well, it always is. Like you're retelling it. Like everybody's retelling of a story is completely fabricated to like what the details of it were.
I mean, I could tell the story to a cop exactly how I remember it, and it could be so changed.
Yep.
But it's also my view on that's why they say there's two sides and then there's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, Dyke and Dildo, or the Dyke guy could, you know, Chris, he could be like, yeah, I said it like one time, and then Mike was just like, you know, a bully to me, talking about like, oh, look at this car. Do you got a car? No. Wow.
And he started calling me piss every time he talked to me.
Yeah, and he's just like, that guy was a fucking bully. Nah, that dude was a dick. He was. He's like a Jersey Shore dick.
All right, this is submitted by Evan. Discussion about other countries. Oh, we're going to end on politics.
Politics, yay!
Hey, Mike and Dylan. I wanted to have a discussion with you guys to see if you can help me understand this better. You guys say it's expensive here, which it is, but I don't agree that other countries have better systems in place. I go to college with a guy from Canada, both going to school for mechanical engineering, and he says that taxes and healthcare in Canada are significantly worse than here. Then when you look at Europe, I don't personally know anyone from there. You see a bunch of articles talking about how it's getting worse to live there year by year. To top that part off, the UK is one of the most miserable places I know the world to live. Or I guess instead of IK, it was supposed to be in. One of the most miserable places in the world to live. This isn't meant to be an argument or anything. I would just like you guys to talk about it because I'm curious about this kind of stuff and am always open to be corrected on my opinions.
So when you look at the places that have the highest cost of living, okay, America is the top of that list. Now, with the other countries that surround us, because I don't think we're first place, I think we're like number 6. You know, Scotland's in there. There's some other places where the cost of living, you got to make a lot to live there. The only difference is, you know, the ones that are higher than us in the cost of living, Dubai not included because that's just a weird place. It's like Silicon Valley, you know, now.
Yeah, it's like everybody trying to live in California.
All crypto people. Yeah, it's just like, it's a different place. So we're not even going to count that. But the minute differences between, you know, number 1 and number 10 with America, wherever they're at in that, is now you take into account that does not include medical at all. The cost of living does not include healthcare. It does not. So yes, all these other places, you have to make a lot to live there. Cost of living sucks. But then we have an added cost of living by, if we get sick, that costs money. If our kids get sick, that costs money. If we die, that costs money. Like, it's that added on top of the already crazy cost of living that everybody, you know, is experiencing across the world. Everyone's doing it. It's not like it's a America thing. It's not, you look over to fucking Iceland, they're not going through that, or fucking any place, Norway, they're not going. Everywhere has a high cost of living. But then you also tack on the health aspect to it, takes it to a different level.
Well, and if you just look at the cost overall, the percentage that we spend for all these ancillary things increases substantially. So like, yes, if you're healthy and you don't have insurance and you make it through the year without spending $1 on medical, you're good. But if you all of a sudden, you know, pay for insurance, and then that if you were to then not work for a company that provides insurance at some sort of discounted rate, it goes up that much more. And it's the fact that when you do go to the doctor, the amount of money that it costs in those moments is so exponentially higher because you have a deductible you have to cover, you have like full out-of-pocket expenses that you have to cover, and that amount of money for somebody in another country is substantially lower. They pay it out of their taxes, they get insured certain things. And I think the biggest thing, though, is you talk to a Canadian, one person, and so they could not like it, but you don't really know. Like, I mean, technically, if you're in college, like, what is that kid doing for health insurance here? Like, is his parents footing the bill so he's not feeling the pain for that either? Like, you're not talking to necessarily somebody that knows their shit about everything involved with living as an adult in the United States.
Right. Most expensive countries to live in 2025. Apparently, what? Top 5 countries with the lowest cost of living: Egypt, Nepal, Pakistan, Libya, and Bangladesh.
Well, and then the cost of living, are we talking about as like a citizen that lives there and works there? Like, what is their basically their quality of life in that place? So like if it is really easy to live there based upon like the lowest wage earners versus, you know, the United States. So if you were making, what is, I think the minimum wage is still like 6 something.
So yeah, it has United States is like 14th on here, and it's $2,500, where the top would be the Cayman Islands at $3,600.
Well,
Iceland, Singapore, Switzerland, Ireland, Lombard, Liechtenstein, Bahamas, and then United States.
So it's $2,500 a month to live here.
Yeah, that's what they say. $2,500 a month, which feels,
that's $15 an hour to just make, and that's without taxes or anything. That's
right.
$2,500 bring home pay. It's $15.62 if you had 4 40-hour weeks. That's what you would get, is $2,500.
That feels old though now with the rent.
Well, but I mean, even still though, you're talking about $15.62. That is a decently paying job, like
right.
legitimately. There's plenty of jobs out there that do not pay that. Right. So the cost of living for, I don't know what it said in there, like whether that's an individual or whatever, but that's $15.62 for a normal 40-hour week job.
And our minimum wage is $7.50. So.
Is it $7 now?
Yeah, it's like $7.25 or $7.50.
Last I remembered was like $6.25, but
no, yeah, you're fucking, that feels like some 1990 stuff.
Minimum wage.
$7.25. We're getting our Jamie to look it up.
Minimum wage is $7.25 now. It became that in 2010, looks like. Yeah, I always thought it was like 6 something, but that's the last time that I remember.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I couldn't hold on to a job, and then when the box shop that I work for said that their top pay was $17.50, I was like, well,
rich.
So I'm rich.
Yeah.
So you're just paying people all of it. You're just giving them all the money. How do you guys even make money? That's what I was thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, real stupid. But then I started making that. That's why I fucking like the other places. That's such an authoritarian issue, which obviously you guys see that. But I would just, I don't know. It's just
is
like,
that why
as soon
you're
as
so vengeful towards me, is because you consider me the authoritarian person here?
God, not even close.
You just hate me so much?
Not even so close. No, God, you as an authority figure? No. Friend, conscience. Yeah. I hate that part where you're just like, oh, Mike, we should do it this way because it's the right way and the moral way. Okay. I would rather start Mike Bucks where we do
crypto.
Crypto, and I could do a rug pull, and then I can do that. I can get that hot Tua money. And people are like, well, that ruined her career with millions of dollars. Ruined my career with millions of dollars. Please,
ew,
God.
Gross.
Yeah, ooh, God. Yeah, you attract what you fear most. Ah, God, billions. Ooh, God, I don't want it. And then it doesn't attract billions, but it attracts a billionaire like Elon Musk. Just comes to me like, hey.
Let me finger your butthole.
Yeah, I discovered that if comedy, you can't do comedy anymore. But if I could stick my finger up your butthole, it's not gay. It's not.
And it'll be funny.
Yeah, because you said I have to. If the penis, when you said the penis was the perfect shape, I don't think that. So I'm not gay. I could just stick my finger up your butthole. That's how he talks. I could not sit there and be like, have to listen to him get out something, because I'd just be like, what the fuck are we here for? What the fuck is he telling me?
See, I think pre Elon getting political, he was just a normal like fucking tycoon guy.
He didn't have all the stress on him but now he's trying to be this edgelord, meme lord guy, and he feels like he has to be funny. He feels like he has to perform. Now it's just this awkward fucking dude who just like, as soon as he starts talking, he starts perspirating.
So I saw this good, and I told myself while I was watching, I was like, you got to remember the guy's name so that you can talk about like the actual thing. But I can't remember his name now, so we'll leave that to the side. But he did this research project on when they were running Donald Trump for 2024. They made a bunch of ads of women talking about how Donald Trump doesn't believe in abortion ban and that, you know, like abortion is safe with him in power, blah, 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 blah. And the way that super PACs and everything work is that you have to declare who spent the money, but you have to do that except for there's like this sweet spot right towards the election where if you donate money, you don't have to declare it until like December. And so all those ads were paid for by like a $20 million super PAC that somebody just put $20 million in. And then as soon as the election was over, they dissolved the company, got rid of it. And then come to find out the person that paid for all of it was Elon Musk. Like, and this was just like one of the super PACs that, so like they put all this $20 million within like a month of just ads. And then dissolved the company, tried to write it off, deleted all the videos from the internet. Like you can't find any of the stuff anymore, and like tried to completely do away with it. And the one way that you could
wait, so he was talking shit about Donald Trump?
No.
Oh,
in support of Donald Trump to just be to try and convince women that like women's productive rights were off the table. Like he's not going to touch those in order to convince them to go ahead and vote for him. And then as soon as the election was over, they like closed up shop, hid everything, made it all go away.
I think the Republican Civil War was the best thing that happened this year. It was the funnest thing to watch. That happened last year when Elon split from the fold after Donald Trump gave him all this power, and then everybody was pissed off because they were like, Donald, it doesn't feel like you're the president anymore. It feels like Elon's the president. And then they started arguing with each other. And then one was threatening to release all the Epstein files, even though we didn't know if he had any. And
I wish somebody was the actual like the, what do they call it? When you're like the anti-hero, or like you're the hero, but you're looked down upon.
The anti-hero.
Is that it? But like, I wish there was somebody out there that was willing to just like lay it, like, I mean, basically like a Snowden, but has power enough to like distribute the stuff. Like,
which makes you think, why Snowden could have just waited a little bit and we would have got everything.
Yeah.
You know, the majority of Americans find Snowden to be a villain.
Yeah.
According to polls. They just say polls. All the polls that happen just seem wrong. And I was like, who are you polling?
Yeah, you didn't call me.
Right. I've never been polled once in my life. Hey, how do you feel about this? I don't know. I've never been polled before. Wow, this is a new thing. Never happened to me.
You've been given a poll, but not.
Yeah, I've been given plenty of polls. I didn't like the shape of them, so I'm not gay. So, but yeah, big black boxer polls. But still, I've never been polled one time. I mean, I've been polled, but I've never been asked a question that's going to be put on the poll. So, who the fuck are they polling out here? Because nobody I know's been polled.
Well, I think at a certain point it was like landlines, and nobody of this generation or like around it has landlines. Nobody has like a home phone number. So yeah, who the fuck are you calling to get this information? I
don't know. Maybe Nielsen's out there doing something. They keep good tracks of shit.
Okay, so like to get back on this point though, like the difference between the countries, I think the biggest thing is no country is perfect. It doesn't matter which one you look at. There is not a single one that is perfect. However, I think it's the propaganda that we are constantly filled with, that we are number one, everything in our country, like everybody looks up to us. I think that is a fallacy that we've been like told.
Fallacy and polls. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Phallic polls. But that was the big change for me, because I've always been, you know, like, this is the fucking greatest country. I love it.
Dylan bleeds red, white, and blue.
Yeah. And then there's the people that are like, oh, fucking America's the worst. And I don't think it's either one of those. It's in the middle, and there's tons of shit that we could fix.
I hate when someone's like, oh, if you don't like this country, get out. No, this is my fucking country.
Yeah.
I want to see my country do the best. Better than all the other countries. I want to be racist with statistics to back it up. Like, that's what I want, okay? I want racism backed by statistics. I want to make my country the best so that I can laugh at all these other countries for being inferior with statistics, but I can't do that. So I can't even be racist right now. That's why racism back in like the 30s and the 50s, it was cool because America was growing. We were this booming economy, strong military, healthy people. We could laugh at these other countries and all their differently colored people with different beliefs and stuff like that. And we had statistics to back it up that told them why we were better. Now we suck. We're garbage. Let's not pay attention to the race inequalities that were going on back then. I'm talking purely on health and statistics of a booming economy.
Well, the funniest thing about when America was doing the best, it was when corporate interests were paying the most. Like that's when America was doing the absolute best. And then
it was before trickle-down economics that destroyed our country. And then all these billionaires could just invest in their billionaire buddies companies. And then all this money, all the resources were being hoarded. And now it just kind of sucks.
Yeah. And then, going straight to socialism isn't going to be the solution either. And that's the part where people get it all fucked up, is because they think, if you don't like what we have now, you're a socialist, a communist, something else. No, like our system is set up as socialism for the wealthy. I
want to give just a very easy explanation. Okay. So this is why trickle-down economics sucks. When you talk about a company, there's money in versus money out. Okay. So if you bring in $1 billion, okay, that's money in. If you didn't have to do anything with that $1 billion, you're going to be taxed heavily. They're going to tax the fuck out of you. But they don't tax you on money out, okay? So that means whatever your business had to do in terms of business, whether that's growing the business, making new facilities or something like that, paying your employees, doing that's why companies did these big vacations. They did company picnics, they did company outings, because that's money that's not taxed. At the end of the year, they don't get taxed on that.
Repave a parking lot.
So there was incentive to pay your employees more. There was incentives to do things with your employees, to make your employees, to increase morale, because you're going to get taxed on it anyways. Might as well fucking, some of the money dole out to the people who's helped you build those resources. Then when trickle-down economics came and we gave these big billionaire corporations all these fucking tax breaks and shit like that, now it doesn't make financial sense to give that money to your employees anymore, because you're not going to be taxed on this big, large lump sum. Then it started this thing called profit sharing. Okay. So not profit sharing, but
buybacks.
Public trading. Okay. So public trading, what they did was they said, hey, if you take all this money right here and you just say, hey, I made $1 billion this year, but I'm going to take $950 million of it and I'm going to invest it in this safe company right here. None of that money can be taxed. So now, however many billions of dollars a company makes, they could put it in BlackRock, they could put it in whatever S&P fucking Fortune 500 company they want to, now that they know is going to retain their bottom dollar to a cent degree. Is going to keep their money. That's where they put their money now, and they never have to pay any taxes on that. And there's no longer any incentive to give any of that money to their fucking employees, to do anything for their employees, because now they have an egregious amount of tax loopholes and just different kind of loopholes, whether it be in public trading or whatever, that they can retain all of that net worth without having to give any employee anything.
Well, yeah, the stock buybacks have been the most recent way that they completely shelter all the money, because
that hit its big boom in 1995.
Because what it does is they get to spend that money to buy back the stock, which then automatically makes their stock worth more. So anybody that holds that stock is now increasing in their profits. So they're showing that they've got a profit, even though they don't necessarily have to have a profit. So the easiest way to make profits is to just simply buy back their stock. And then that means that there's not as much public control on any of these companies. They don't have to share any of that money, the windfall, with anybody else. And then you can take it out and do whatever you want with it.
Well, no, it's not even that anymore, because now you could take loans out against the stocks that you have. So, and then you just pay the loan off, and you never have to pay any tax or anything on the billions and billions of dollars that you make, which is crazy, because I want to know what that's like. So we just got to make billions of dollars, Dylan, and then we can.
It's the Christmas song. We got to do a Christmas song.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, I'm dreaming of a nice Christmas. Has a ring to it. Guys, this has been an episode of Mike and Dylan Hate Drama. We love you so much. Thank you for listening in, and we will see you next time.
Later.